Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Expanse, Season 3, Episode 9. Last episode was a trip. Not gonna really do a huge recap because I just watched the episode, so I feel like all the information is super fresh in my brain. But basically, at the end of the episode, we see the Rocinante accelerate and then decelerate as soon as they approach the ring, kind of suspending them in this weird thing, I assume. I don't know if they actually went through it. Maybe they did go through it and then, time just altered for them, or I don't know. But the reason why they did that maneuver was because Miller was talking to Holden and feeding him all of this information, and Holden interpreted that as having to do the maneuver they had to do. He was saying stuff like doors and corners, watch for the doors and corners, don't enter a room too fast or it'll eat you. It seems like he's speaking from experience, right? Don't enter a room because it'll eat you or something like that. When he entered the room with Julie, if you could even call that a room, literally ate him alive. He became the proto-molecule. So I was speculating that he was a hallucination, but as we approached the end of the episode, I was like, okay, he's definitely a projection of the proto-molecule. He even said it himself, Miller, that different versions of him, or the proto-molecule creates different versions to find different information, because maybe one version of him didn't totally find all the information that the proto-molecule wanted or complete its goal that it wanted to do. So, I mean, this version of Miller, I assume, completed his goal because Holden listened to him and now he's suspended right outside of the ring. I think that's how the episode ended and how Holden wanted it to happen. But it's just weird because Holden presumably never saw Miller in that hat, so obviously he's a manifestation of the proto-molecule, but I don't think Miller had his hat when he died on Eros with Julie. So where did he get this hat? This hat is really, it's kind of the topic of a little bit of controversy right now, this hat. Not that it really matters how he got it, but it kind of does, because I guess it'll prove whether or not he's himself or a proto-molecule manifestation. I don't know. I don't think we're ever going to see real Miller ever again. I don't think that was him. I don't think that was the real version of him, since clearly he's babbling on about his old Star Helix days, whatever. Do I think it's going to be the last time we see him? Maybe that version of him. Maybe the next time there's a glitch in the ring, Holden's going to see a different version of him who leads him to a different purpose or different goal. So I was kind of right when I said his hallucinations of Miller were going to lead him to do something. So I'm proud of myself for that one. Even though I thought that it was kind of Holden telling himself that, when in reality it was Holden decrypting messages from Miller, aka the proto-molecule. So I was kind of onto something there. I'm kind of gonna give myself a pat on the back for that one. In terms of Melba, we don't know what her goal is. She blew up the UNN ship that she was on. Not sure what her motivation in doing that was. Not sure who broadcasted the message of Holden last episode either. It's either Melba, since we don't know what her motivations are, and I don't know what the other guy's name is, the blind guy. It's either one of those two, because the blind guy was super suspicious and he was kind of hacking the comm system when Amos walked in on him. So I'm leaning more towards the blind guy. Don't know what his name is, but I don't know why he would do that. His motivations are not explained yet. I guess we'll have to watch the episode and find out. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into episode 9. Wait, what? So they're inside the ring, because they're looking out into space right now.
Miller kept saying we had to slow down. You're saying that if things go too fast around here, something gets nervous and grabs them? I don't see any stars. Are we in some kind of a gas cloud? It's like something's around us.
It's like a bubble.
Some kind of goddamn bubble.
Yeah.
So much damn interference. I don't even know what the hell that is. No, I didn't mention it.
Miller? Joe Miller? The guy who died on Venus?
Maybe he isn't exactly dead. Maybe he isn't exactly Miller.
What is...
Okay, this is a great conversation for us to have once we're out of here, all right? Something compromised our ship. No,
Who's that motherfucker?
That is our first priority.
Damn.
What did you do, Amos? That fake message was somebody trying to kill us.
It was just supposed to be a back door so we could get nav and comm logs, background information, stuff you might not tell us.
Shit, you could have gone uphill!
I didn't know. He fucking weird.
She didn't know either.
Hey, we got something coming through the ring. Looks like a probe.
They talked about sending a probe through. Didn't the UN talk about that?
Let's back it out. You were gonna tell me everything I need to know to fuck this ship.
I don't know what I did.
Then why'd you do it?
Let's see if I can get some inside information. What do you want me to find?
Nothing. Of course, when he wants to summon him, he's not there. He's not available at the time. Ooh.
I know. I'll find them.
Wait a damn second. That was the Razorback. Are they talking about Julie?
Not asking for your permission.
You are not going to humiliate this family.
Is not.
Is that her
my problem.
sister?
You're going to announce your retirement from the racing team tonight in front of everyone without
Do you
telling
think I
me.
would rather come to you?
I always listen to you.
Who does?
You are so ungrateful. You're small-minded and spoiled and stupid.
Fuck you!
We'll pick up next year once your sister comes to her senses.
I could take over for her.
Don't be absurd.
Oh, yikes. This changes everything. Because now I'm wondering what her motivations are and if she's corrupt. Is she just following through with Mal's plans? That's so cool. It's like Star Wars.
Is the ship damaged?
I don't know.
What about Holden's transmission? And the Saloon?
I don't know about any of that, but we will soon. We didn't come all the way out here to be told to stay in our place.
So what, they want to be the ones to get to Holden before the MCRN? To claim him and
I'm
arrest
glad,
him?
You know, we needed to make a show of it for the Inners so they wouldn't lump us in with Holden. If they blamed us for this on, we would have been in a real fight.
He's been framed.
I believe you.
So, you're okay with killing innocent people?
Guilt is like salt. You put a little on, it hides all the bitterness. Tynan was a good ship, good people. Mosca Parata in the bit. I outgrew the way you outgrew your ship. You left your old crew for a reason.
I left the OPA long before I left the Rossi.
And now you're back here with us, and we need you here.
I'll fix the ship.
Fair enough.
It's crazy because she's the only one that knows Holden enough to know that that message was not real. But to everybody else, I mean, if I were on that ship and I saw that message, I would think that that was real too. How am I to prove that it's fake?
Hey. I would have called down. I just didn't want to interrupt, just in case you were...
He goes like this, talking to Miller.
So, no Miller. I was just gonna send the camera guy, but with the back suit gloves on, the mask blind.
It's time to go. Hey, wait! Make sure you tell them we didn't blow up the Sengyun. Tell them what really happened, please.
She's pissed. Who's to say she's not gonna make up a complete lie? Like, really? Amos made sure to piss them off before they have to go tell crucial information to everybody.
Father has moved heaven and earth for you. You treat him like less than shit. Slumming with your precious belters. Saving humanity from itself. Do you even know how condescending you are? You're such a narcissist. Do not walk away from me. Don't you dare turn your back on me. I am through being humiliated by you.
My father is a damaged man. You're never gonna be good enough for him.
That sucks. Knowing the way everything ended with Julie. That's sad.
Weapons and comms are fucked. Whatever Cone did to the Rossi got in deep.
We can't turn where the Martians get us. We can't keep going or we hit the side of this bubble and die. We can't talk to anyone and we can't shoot our way out. Our only hope is that Monica and Cohen put in a good word for us.
I wouldn't really count on that. Alex thinks I was too hard on them. I was being gentle.
I kind of wish you'd run it by me first.
Sorry, Cat.
It's all right.
Okay, so what are we gonna do?
Slow down. Let them board us. We'll see we were sabotaged and we'll clear our names.
They're gonna take the Rossi.
Yeah, probably.
Ugh.
It's either that or we die.
I didn't think it'd end like this.
It doesn't have to. Miller, where you at?
This is your captain. And this is your ship. We are belters. Nothing in the void is foreign to us. The place we go is the place we belong. This is no different. No one has more right to this. None more prepared. In your ladder, go through the ring. Call it their own. But a belter opened it.
This is powerful.
Are the belt, and we don't feel fear. This moment belongs to us. For Barcelona!
Yeah, Naomi doesn't look like she's really in on that whole thing. That was Julie's suit. That looks like the suit Christian was wearing. Was that the suit Christian was wearing? It's sick if it was.
Talk about your sister that way. She knows how to make me angry. That's true. She reminds me what it's like to be young. She has passion.
She spat in your face.
She refuses to be stopped, even by me. What do? You plan parties.
Oh, yikes. So she's like the kiss ass.
Are you alright?
Anna is on to her. Definitely on to her. That obviously was not her bag.
I need to get a message to my father. His name is Jules Pierre Mao. Yeah. Everything you feared about the proto-molecule has come to pass. And instead of being held as a visionary, you're rotting away in jail. And I can't destroy the man who brought you low. Not something Julie never could and never would do for you. I just wanted you to know.
It's because of Julie that this is all happening, bitch. And also, Jules Pierre Mao was using the protomolecule for different purposes than this. He was using it for selfish purposes. He wasn't using it to truly advance science.
I thought Asper was being paranoid. I came back for the wrong reasons. I'm the wrong reason now. The belt is in your blood. We are your people. And I love you. I was afraid you wouldn't let me go. You underestimate me. Don't go too fast out there.
What are you slowing down for? You were doing fine. Where the hell have you been? Come on, gotta get to the crime scene. Gotta check out the clues. I want to know exactly what you know. So you want to talk about the non-local quantum hologram? Phase conjugate adaptive waves resonating in microtubules in the brain? We'll catch up. I'll wait.
Those are real theories.
Some crime scene. Crime scene? That thing in the middle of the place that grabbed the ship and the torpedoes.
I got a case to solve, and you want the truth.
Ugh, I love Miller.
You seem different.
All right. Signal's pretty good inside the brain. It's really good. You coming or not?
It's kind of depressing that it's not really him, though.
Mercy, do you copy? Guys, it's me. I'm coming.
Holy shit. What? Don't tell me he's gonna dive into that shit. The Edge. That's gonna be the end of the episode. Yep. I called it this time, so I can't be mad. I really don't know what to say after that one, y'all. Pretty cool that we got some backstory with Jules Pierre Mao, Julie, and now Melba, who was the unspoken about daughter that, I mean, we knew he had, I think when Christian threatened Jules Pierre Mao and his family, I'm pretty sure she said he had 2 daughters or 2 children. Maybe he had a son too. Not so sure, but I do remember he had another daughter, and it was crazy that that ended up being Melba. She claims that he was the visionary for the proto-molecule. He was the one that kind of advocated for it when nobody else believed in his vision, but nobody believed in his vision because it was corrupt. He was just trying to invest in the biggest player and expand his business for selfish reasons. He was just trying to wager who would be the most successful in a war between Earth and Mars, and who would use the proto-molecule more successfully, I guess. So, and he was directly complicit in building those super soldiers with the children. So I don't care what anybody says, Jules Pierre Mao was not a visionary. Maybe because she was his daughter, who was the kiss-ass daughter who wants to redeem herself for him now that he's in a prison cell. I don't know how much redeeming you could do, but I understand from her perspective why she would want to be doing the work for him. Speaking of the work, the Rocinante is now inside of the ring. They're kind of in this bubble, and the only way out is Holden doing what he was doing at the end of the episode, which was going towards the nucleus, which is what Miller was saying. So Miller has not steered him wrong yet, and they got out of their first little pickle that they were in before, so I assume by going into the nucleus they will get out of this again. Naomi is heading back to the Rocinante, but they can't hear her because their comms are jammed, so they do not know that she's coming back, that she wants to come back. It's just interesting to me because does Miller just decide when he wants to appear and when he doesn't want to appear? And if the proto-molecule can communicate in real time, then that means that it would have to travel faster than the speed of light. If versions of Miller could exist like everywhere, let's say, because he said himself that they send like multiple versions. I don't know if that's what he literally meant, but how I interpreted it as was different versions of Miller, proto-molecule Miller, being sent off to do the work, or, you know, reaching out, let's talk in proto-molecule jargon, to, I guess, figure something out that I don't know what they're trying to figure out. But he said that different versions of him maybe would or would not find what it was looking for, and if it didn't, it would send back a different one. Maybe it would find something that the other version of him didn't find. So clearly that insinuates that there are different versions of Miller. Maybe that explains the different version of Holden. I don't know. I could be looking far too much into things, but that would mean that the proto-molecule can travel at the speed of light, and it seems like it's a wormhole. The edge of it that one ship this episode passed through is gone. You can't travel back inside a wormhole unless there's another wormhole placed somewhere else inside the system that nobody knows about, that wasn't detected, that brings you back to our solar system. So if you travel through that wormhole, like, as far as we know, you're gone. You are gone. You're in another system. And I'm assuming it's a wormhole and not like a black hole where you just like go into the abyss and you vanish from existence like they were saying this episode. I would like to think that that's not the case, but it looked like a wormhole. Like, with the way that it looked, the way it was bending the space around it, I don't know. I don't want to sound too dumb. As far as everything else, maybe MVP this episode, I guess I'm gonna have to give it to Drummer for that speech that she gave to all the Belters as they flew into the ring. I have to give it to Drummer because I don't know what the actress's name is for Drummer, but she really sells it. She's just very to the point. Her personality is just laid out on the table. You know that she is who she is. And it's crazy because I was like questioning her loyalty last season, I think it was, to Fred Johnson. But at the end of the day, I think what Drummer says is what she does, and there's no ulterior motives there. She's very cut and dry. We know who she is, and she is a Belter. She's just the epitome of being a Belter. Belter pride. So she gave that really, really good speech. Naomi left anyway because it seemed like during that speech even she was just having second thoughts about what her goals were, what her ambition was, why she came back. She may be a belter at heart, she may be all for the OPA's cause, but her heart and her gut is telling her to go to the Rocinante. So because of that disgusting cliffhanger that they decided to really, I think their whole goal is to get people to just binge this show and get addicted to it. And they end the episodes with these cliffhangers that make you can't stop watching. So I guess I'm gonna get into episode 10 now. Those are all my thoughts. I'm sorry if I didn't talk a lot. I'm just very excited to get into the next episode. I feel like I I feel like I talked about everything. So yeah, those are all my thoughts. As always, thank you guys for watching. Check out my other reactions if you have not already, and I will see you guys for episode 10. All right, bye guys.